Greetings, and welcome to A Year of Movies, a Planet Geek production. For this project, we are using the Ivan Walters reference book of 365 films to watch on the day they happened. Each day, we watch a movie associated with the date we are watching it on.
And as it is June 27th, we are going to be watching Operation Thunderbolt from 1978, directed by Mihem Golan and starring Yeroham Gahon. Now, something I probably started off with by saying I'm going to apologize for messing up any pronunciations of any of these names that I'm about to talk about, the actors and whatnot. I'm going to do my best, but I apologize in advance. But while I am aware of the situation that had happened in 76, I was, first of all, way too young to understand the actual reality of the things happening on when it originally the incident actually did happen, and learning about it later on in life is not realizing movies were made about that sort of situation, and this would be the first time watching this movie. Like I already mentioned, not only does this movie star Yehoram Gahon, but it also stars Gia Almagor, Asi Dayan, Klaus Kinski, Sybil Danning, Ark Levy, Mark Heath, and Henry Kazarnik. So terrorist Wilfred Bose, plays by Klaus Kinski, and his cohorts from the Popular Front of the Libertarian of Palestine hijack a Air France flight on a stopover in Athens and force it to fly into Uganda via Libya. After releasing the non-Jewish passengers, the terrorists ransom the remaining Jewish hostages for the release of political prisoners held by Israel. Israelis commandos launch a daring rescue attempt in this basically drama based on the real-life events of 1976. So while there are actually several different versions of the depictions of the events of this situation in 1976 with the hijacking of this plane and the ransoming, technically, of the Jewish passengers, this particular version, which is originally called Niftisha Yonatahan, which is this Israeli version of the situation. Now, even under the title of Operation Thunderbolt, which was its English version of this movie, it was very difficult to track down. I eventually found an original sort of full-screen version that had been uploaded to YouTube with subtitles throughout the whole entire thing. But it was a very interesting thing because, again, we're dealing with another culture, which is something I'm not used to, from the 70s, doing a depiction of the situation of this horrific sort of almost tragedy that plays out. And I think not being immersed in a world where several languages are being spoken. We have different languages like Hebrew and English and German and even Arabic going throughout it. Now, the version I did see seemed like to be a later sort of subtitled translation, so sometimes it didn't keep up with what was being said, and there were several different languages overlapping at points, which was kind of difficult to keep track of, but it was still an engaging enough story to follow through to the end. This is probably maybe one of the earliest movies that I have seen where Klaus Kinski proves why in a lot of, I guess, English-speaking North American movies where he's always deemed as the bad guy, the evil leader or something like that, because he plays this role perfectly as the leader of this group of terrorists taking over this plane. Again, we're dealing with a different country dealing with this situation at the time, and it's a fascinating look at how other cultures depict a situation. Like I said, there are several different versions of this movie. There's even a Charles Bronson version that kept coming up when I kept looking for this movie. But again, the listing told me to watch this one, and I eventually got to watch it, and it was a very interesting watch. So as it is, the Air France flight 113 leaves Tel Aviv for Athens on June 27th, 1976, which is basically at the very beginning of the movie, about 3 minutes into this 2-hour and 4-minute movie. And when it came to the Academy Awards for that particular season, it ended up getting nominated for Best Foreign Film. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this particular episode and look off into the future to see what we're going to be watching for the 28th of June, and that is going to be Somewhere in Time from 1980. So until next time, go see a movie.